ん、こんにちは。ゆかりです。フリースの旧友がいるとのことなので、来てみました。荒れてますね。運は長い。つまり、宇宙の方程式を解くことで神の考えを知ろうっていう宗教団体ってことかな。それが消化立団ですか。厄介そうですね。
Did you not hear me? This place is closed. No learning today about how everything happens according to the obscure calculus of an indecipherable plan.
あなたがフリースの友人？
Why are you asking? Who are you?
The people she tried to kill.
By the architect. I had no idea. I wish I could say it was unbelievable. I was afraid she was becoming a danger to herself and to others. But this is horrifying.
Yeah, imagine how we feel. Why don't you tell us where she is so we can make sure she ain't being a danger to herself or others?
And how are you going to do that?
That ain't something you ought to be concerning yourself about.
If you think I'm going to help you do what I think you're talking about, you are deluded.
彼は気が立っていてね。許してあげて。
It is of no matter, regardless. I do not know where she is. I haven't seen her since before the corporatists invaded the island. I'm afraid she's going to do something terrible, but I just don't know what. Maybe none of this would have happened had I not introduced her to Victor.
確か、フリースと手を組んでるのがビクターだっけ？
How did... You saw her terminal, didn't you? Victor's an Order archivist. We were all friends for a time. But then, shortly before the schism, they started talking to some others inside the Order. That's when things became tense. I started to become uneasy, scared, really. She kept getting angrier with the Order the more she worked with Victor and her other contacts. On top of everything else, it became just too much for me.
一応人となりとか聞いておきますか。
Among other things, for some reason she was obsessed with the cliffhanger ending of Chapter 6. It was the one where capitalist fanatics brought complete destruction upon Arcadia. But you know how it works. It was somehow miraculously saved at the beginning of the next chapter. Didn't matter to DeVries, though. She just kept going over it and over it. Would have talked to a Crabble about it if there was no one else to listen. That and the invasion itself set her mind to dark things. I begged her not to go down that road again. She was so agitated when I first met her. Must have been 7, going on 8 years ago now. She never slept, didn't talk to anyone if she could avoid it. After we became friends, she began to change. Still bothered her from time to time, but I thought it mostly behind her. I couldn't watch her go back to how she'd been. Or worse.
大体わかった。それじゃ、フレイスを止めに行かなきゃ。さようなら。
I know I've no right to ask this of you, but when you find her, please remind her of who she used to be. She's unwell, but I know there's still hope for her.
打つ前に話ぐらいは聞くようにするよ。
That's all I can ask.
ドラマを見て危機感を募らせるような人が実弾から宇宙のピンチ的な計算式を見せられたらどうなるか。行動的な、実際に現場に行ける立場の陰謀論信奉者だったわけですね。次はどんな陰謀論を信じて行動しているのやら。まあ、この世界の陰謀論って結構当たってたりするのが怖いところですが、亀裂の情報も含めて探っていきましょう。ではメインを進めましょう。ヒゲの話では、ここの住人を移住させたいみたいですが、彼らはどう思っているのでしょうね。
It is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to Westport. once a shining testament to protectorate excellence. Now a picturesque example of the evils of corporatism. But where are my manners? We do not have much, but please let me offer you some victuals. Tut. I insist. Serving Unit 1. Something for the visitor at once?
Confirmative.
Perhaps you're wondering why I'd open my arms thusly for a stranger. Simple. As the guiding light for humankind, we always put our best foot forward, regardless of circumstance.
ふむ、まずは助けて信仰を深めるとしましょう。
I believe something still can be done. This town can be saved, its people given a reprieve. Were we to acquire the one thing vital to our existence, automech parts. What?
Comestibles served.
We of the Protectorate pride ourselves on our mech programming. Among the vigilant, it is even considered something of a sport. We are not miracle workers, however. Without parts to work with, we've no hope of remaking our mechs to do tasks beyond their initial functions. We need repair mechs, domestic mechs, not combat ones. Serving Unit 1 here is about as much as can be accomplished without replacement parts.
私は買ってますアピールをしておきましょう。
We are of like minds. We lack not the skill to do so. Our wily chief mechanist can reprogram the mech, but not without parts. Unfortunately, we lack ready availability of said parts.
ここの会話が急に変わるのがちょっとわからないので適当に。
Why, we're traitors, obviously. We've not fulfilled our duties as members of the Protectorate. It is incumbent upon us to fight to the death, yet we still live, as does our enemy. Now, either the Arbiters arrive to execute us, or this place falls under the vapid boot heel of Auntie's choice. No matter who wins, we cannot sustain ourselves here for long. These fine and decent folk don't deserve having their lives thrown away on account of my failures. If I can return the settlement to a reasonable facsimile of its previous glory, sufficiently functioning by employing mechs reprogrammed to repair and rebuild, the Arbiters might see fit to penalize only me, commute the others' sentences, allow them to maintain things around here in the spirit of continuity and such.
Half this town is underwater and the rest soon to follow. Maybe instead of looking to those who left you to drown, it's time to accept an offered hand. One from Fairfield, maybe?
Fairfield? Why, they're the reason we're in this mess. You'll forgive me for questioning such timely offers of generosity and kindness. No thank you, not interested. I owe it to every single person here to try.
うわ、前作のフィニアス博士以来の聖人枠の人だ。部下や住人を守ろうとする人が存在する整形だったんですね、ここ。助けてあげたいところですが、こちらの仕事もやっておかなければ。まあ、一旦移住条件を聞いておきましょう。
Nobody needs go anywhere. Not when we can still save Westport. We of the Protectorate endure as one, regardless of any hardships we must face. It'd have to be catastrophically obvious this place was doomed, and incontrovertibly beyond my means to save it, before I'd even consider such a recourse. When I look outside, I see people who are hardy and resilient, who trust the paradigm, who understand prosperity will return with time and group effort. I have the aid of key pillars of our community, several persons of note and good character who stand with and by me, and our town still functions. Our automechs are still running, mostly. We have a generator to power them, fresh water, the reassuring voice of everyone's neighbor Prudence wafts from our loudspeakers.
ロボットの部品は私が探してくるよ。
That's abundantly kind of you, though there must be something I can offer.
ボックス中継局に入る方法、知ってる？
Difficult place to saunter into. Station's off limits to anyone without the highest security clearance. For anyone lacking reason to be there, it's assured suicide. In exchange for the automech parts we need, I can provide you means to get inside. Never dream of such a proposal in days of reason and quietude. Yet such is the here and now we find ourselves in.
ヒゲの仕事以外の選択肢があるのなら、もちろんイエスですね。
Wonderful. My unavoidable march to the gallows feels lighter already. Least now my subjects will have a fleeting chance. The parts can be found at the Euphoria Coast Automech Repair Center to the south. But do not, under any circumstances, tell those stationed there why you need them. To get inside, you will need an access pass from the Ministry of Accuracy. Since we have all been marked as traitors, I cannot create one for you here.
メンリフの資料を取りに行った時に偶然入手していました。ラッキー。
Farewell now.
Just a good idea. It's the law.
Hey, Commander. Could I have a word with you real quick? I hope you're not seriously considering helping the Protectorate here. I know these folks seem on the down and out, but we're as like to do more harm than good by siding with them.
苦しんでいる人たちを放ってはおけない。後ろから撃たれるかもしれないとしても。
Right. Okay. Well, if we do as Milver Street's asked and convert the populace to Auntie's choice, they're more likely to get the care they need and not be sentenced to death. Milver Street also promised us a way into the Vox. Oh, and a Ritzy hat. Man drives a hard bargain. If he can be trusted. Reviving Westport would anger some folks back in Fairfield, but there's no question the Vigilant could help us get into the Vox station a whole heck of a lot easier.
助けるべきじゃない理由はある？
Your heart's rightly placed, Commander, but past experience has taught me that sometimes helping causes more harm than good. That's all I'm getting at.
うさんくさいヒゲのお使いと人助けなら後者を選ぶ。裏切られたり新たな敵が増えたら全員撃てばいい。それが地球議会の私のやり方。
And the faster we get satisfaction. But at what cost? Before you make a decision one way or the other, let's ask around. See what the residents have to say. No use trying to lift up those attached to the muck.
本当に取ってくるだけだったのでサクッと済ませました。
Welcome back. Well, look who it is. What is it? Speak your mind.
取ってきましたよ。
That is most excellent. Please, hand them over.
They sneer at our contentment.
Sincerest thanks. Now, we had what you outsiders call a deal. I promised you a means past the bridge and a way inside the Vox relay. There is wreckage from a crashed ship traversing most of the expanse. With the right equipment, the path will lead you directly to the Vox relay's main gate. Tell me, do you already have Protectorate jump boots in your possession? That's what I knew them as. The official title is Personal Plasma Thrusters, I suppose.
ないですね。借りられます？
No, but we have an outpost up at Spire Grove. Requires a lot of cliff work. They likely have a prototype there. I'll prepare a writ of conscription to allow you entry to the Vox relay. While most would refuse my authorization, the sentry assigned to the gate once lived in Westport. Sentry second-class layman. Show the writ as proof I have conscripted you into my employ. Use it to press service on my behalf, and she will let you in. Once you're inside, there's something else I need you to do. Something that would save many lives.
何をしてほしいの？
The Vox relay is, to my mind, a time bomb. Brigadier Montelli's lost his way. Now all manner of chaos is raging there. I've heard tell he's even resorted to extra-legal executions. Madness, I tell you. A brigadier doesn't act as judge, jury, and executioner. That's an arbiter's job. And even then, they're enforcing existing protectorate law.
つまり、やれってこと？
Regrettably, yes. Yes, I do. I have given the matter much thought and can see no other way around it. I may have been branded a traitor, but I remain loyal to protectorate ideals, which he has abandoned. Brigadier Montelli is a stain on the protectorate's good name, and every moment he remains in charge at the Vox relay diminishes us further.
圧政はくじかないとね。
Good, good. Here is the writ. I may not survive to see what occurs, but I trust you to follow your conscience. Farewell now. Promise you'll return here if you can. To check in on my people and see how they fare.
やるだけやってみましょう。
That's all I ask. Farewell now.
街がこうなってしまう前はどうだったか知りませんが、人を思いやって動けるいい人ですね。 おや
Don't fret. With these boots, I can fly. Help! Are you breathing? Say something.
一体何が。
Jackson! With your broken legs, so you can hear me, Jackson! Don't you die on me, Jackson! You're too young to be a crater in the dirt! Oh, law, I can't believe he jumped that way.
Sir, I know this isn't the time, but are they gonna put us to the gallows for this?
What? No. That ain't how we operate in Auntie's Choice, Liza. We might be looking at a pretty fierce demotion for losing half our workforce and getting stuck up here, though.
Demotion to fertilizer?
No. Now cease your jawing. This ain't the time. Hey, you! You down there! Would you mind checking on our fellow? Might he have survived the fall?
亡くなっていたよ。そもそもなんで飛び降りたの？
He thought those boots would make him fly, but they really just allowed the user to jump repeatedly. Unless their downward velocity is too great. If so, well, you see what happens.
テストなしでこの高さを飛ぶなんて正気じゃないね。
We've been stuck atop this machine since Ida, one of our new Protectorate acquisitions, had her gray matter scrambled by the height, jumped down, and landed right in its gears.
寒すぎて服を脱ぐみたいなことが起こったのかな？
I can't fathom no sensible motive. She joined us shortly after Auntie liberated her with the freedom of meritocracy, and she seemed happy enough.
Were you not listening? She said she'd always be a loyal subject. It was part of the endless inculcation we endured in the Protectorate. It can prove insurmountable for some.
The notion that she'd sacrifice herself, even after seeing the vast possibilities in staying alive and climbing the corporate ladder, it's just impossible to cognize.
まずは降りる方法を考えるのが先では？
There ain't no way off this platform besides jumping, and you've seen how that ends. But you being down there makes you uniquely qualified to help us. The reason Jackson tried using those plasma thruster boots was to gather a piece of machinery we'd spotted on a little table halfway up the spire.
It's a drive overloader. If we install it, we can push the platform's arm hard enough to... well, to grind old Ida out of the gears.
Though the power of that overloader will deluge the system and, well, overload the drive and burn it out all permanent-like. But desperate times and all that.
So if you were to use them boots to bound up the spire and deliver the overloader to us, we'd avoid the tragic fate of our two former cohorts.
装置を届ければいいのね。
Exactly!
Thank the sovereign... thank you, stranger. We are eagerly anticipating a long life utterly absent of starvation.
これで2段ジャンプが解放されるわけですか。異なるルートでサブを後回しにする人は気がつかないかもしれませんね。よってよかった。これ、さっき巻き込まれたって言ってた人かな。アイテム化してるってことはどこかで必要。早く手放したい。これは便利ですね。登れなかったり届かなかった場所の探索がはかどりそうです。
They're found in bandages and burn tinctures.
医療をとっていれば回復、科学ならバイオ弾ですか。どちらもありませんね。
That's it? It was that easy? That was some impressive climbing. Poor Jackson could have learned a thing or two from you. Starting with the right direction to jump, I suppose.
脱出しましょう。
Wonderful. Get us down, and I'll happily compensate you in accordance with standard Auntie's Choice urgently improvised extortive standards.
スキルか特性があれば故障しないってことかな。嫌な音してましたね。
Oh, thank the law. I never thought of myself as a vertiginous sort, but being trapped 100 meters in the air will make you reconsider.
I mirror that sentiment, to be certain. In fact, Auntie will have to pay me triple if heights are to be involved. And isn't it grand to be in a system that allows me that freedom?
喜んでもらえて何より、ついでに修理しておいたよ。
So, the platform still works? That's amazing! Not that we'll be going up in it again. For that, you deserve a little extra on top of your urgently improvised extortive rate. Thank you again for all your help.
したことに対してしっかり報酬が支払われる。そこがおばさんのいいところ。いい仕事をした後は気持ちがいいですね。ボックスに行く方法と潜入手段、ジャンプブーツも手に入って最高です。ナイルズと少し齟齬がありましたが、まあ分かってくれるでしょう。ではまた次回。バイバイ。